Into the Valley of Death rode the 600. Hello and welcome to Watchdog Wargaming. As you know, Games Workshop recently released their new Attilan Rough Riders. So this video is to look at those range and to look at where potentially they could develop the range further based on previous versions and variations of the Rough Riders. The sculpts look amazing right from the onset. The actual war horse itself has that ambience of armored knight horse from medieval period. It's got a body armor around its chest, on its legs, and around its head as well. The actual figure itself, the Rough Rider, it looks that Cossack. Russian sort of vibes with the great coat on the actual trooper itself, and also his spiked helmet, which has got fur lined, very Cossack. The actual figure itself, as I said, it's you can clearly see that these are horsemen who spend a lot of time in the saddle. Their accoutrements or their webbing or their baggage is actually on the horse where it should go. The actual horse looks like it's been prepared as a war horse as well, with its folded up tail. I think a lot of time and research has actually been done into how horses historically were prepared for war, and I think that's reflects in this figure as well. I think en masse, if you've got a number of these figures painted up, I think it would be quite spectacular on the battlefield. Just for comparison, here's the old range Attilan Rough Riders compared to the new range. And here are the stats for the very famous hunting lance of the Rough Riders. Going back to Rogue Trader days, back in the early 80s, my first proper 40k army was an Imperial Guard. And in White Dwarf 111, which came out in March 1989, there was an article on Rough Riders and White Shields. The article by Graham Davis states, "The Imperial Guard draws on many different worlds and many different cultures for its troops. Some are feral worlds, knowing only the axe and spear. Others fight their wars with lasgun and bolter. This diversity brings a wide range of customs and rituals to the Guard and various unusual types of warrior. Among these are the Rough Riders, horse-mounted guardsmen armed with powerful explosive lances and white shields, young, inexperienced warriors courageously trying to prove their valor." So in addition to the Attilan Rough Riders, there was cavalry from Talan, the Death Corps Krieg, the Praetorian Guard Hussars, Crum, the Ironsides, who look very similar to the English parliamentary cavalry, and Gantor Riders, who were basically riding dragons. I asked you a question at the beginning of this video. Would Games Workshop bring back commissars mounted on horses? The reason why I asked this question, part of the old Imperial Guard Rough Rider range was actually horse-mounted commissars, but not only commissars. You had standard bearers, your typical guardsmen, commanders, lieutenants, captains, medics, sergeants, and also heavy weapons mounted horsemen carrying grenade launchers or even a lasgun. Other transport elements Games Workshop could consider for their Imperial Guard Astra Militarum range is jet bikes and also motorbikes. If it's good enough for Necromunda, then it's good enough for the Astra Militarum or Imperial Guard. So finally, thanks for joining me today. Be much appreciated, and hope this has been of some use to you. One question and one thing I would like to see, as you can probably see in the above picture, Imperial Guard stroke Astra Militarum jetpacks. It was back in the day, or certainly as a conversion anyway. So is that something that Games Workshop would consider for their range? Well, let's watch this space. So thanks again. If you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like and subscribe below, and I will catch up with you soon. All the best now.
Squad morale restored.